Good evening, YouTube. This is Caroline Strain coming at you with a video that will most likely appear before another video that I just finished shooting uploads due to my slow connection. What I'm doing is open this MRE mountain bag, and what I did was I did a comparison in packaging between MRE mountain and Ration single meal rations. And so that video is in the process of uploading. And so what I've decided to do was have one of these for my supper. This is what I'd planned on. I planned on having one of these for my supper, but I didn't think about until just not too long ago that I decided to go ahead and shoot a comparison video in the packaging. So I'm waiting for people to come in. I don't always announce these live streams when I start them, but people trickle in as they do. So for those that will be joining in late, they can catch up later if they want. And basically what I will do is I'll pull everything out of the bag. I had opened the accessory pack and already, when I did the comparison video, I just threw everything in the bag loose so that I could just have it all together when I go to do the actual review. So what I have here is MREmountain.com. Single meal. This is vegetarian crumbles. Ooh, try and survive. Welcome. I just started this. I'm in the process of uploading on another device a video comparing the packaging between MRE Mountain and MRE Nation, and so that one will take some time to upload, so this one will appear first because I'm obviously doing it live. But I'll go ahead and show you what I have in here. French vanilla cappuccino, and I have water standing by in my coffee maker to heat the water for this. Standard mil-spec ration heater. This is 2017, so I don't think I'll need to kickstart it with salt. I'll do that with older heaters. Plain tortillas. These are packaged in the same way that they are for MRE Nation. This is the vegetarian crumbles with pasta and chili style sauce. The sleeve, which has the nutritional info and the ingredients. And it has some other stuff here on the back. I apologize for the shadow. That's caused by my my phone mount that I'm using. applesauce with raspberry puree in one of these pouches that in the field you just rip off this little part here, and it allows you to literally suck it right out of the pouch like the applesauce. So I'm assuming it's going to be the same consistency as that, a lot looser than your typical applesauce that's found in US MREs. Chunky peanut butter. Yeah, now that you can go to MRE Mountain and get these MREs, you can go to MRENation.com and get them. You can get the mil-spec ones. You can get their branded ones. You can do custom ration builds, both single meal and 24-hour. Especially on the MRE Nation, you can do that. I don't know if you can do that yet on MRE Mountain, do 24-hour custom rations, but you can get some foreign rations and components. This is chili lime sauce, and this packaging looks like it would be used in the meal cold weather. And I had already opened the accessory pack, and it contains the standard issue butt ration, as some guys call it. The standard spoon, which I won't be using because I'll be using my MRE for an MRE.com spork. The moist towelette. Strawberry jam. So I wanted to take one of the tortillas and make a PB&J with it. The usual MRE peppermint gum. This is the same salt packet that you get in the mil-spec MREs. And raspberry beverage powder. It's like those drink sticks that you can fill in your water bottle. And this one says it was supposed to have a beverage bag. But there is no beverage bag in here. Oh, yes, I do save all these utensils that I collect. So I got a good number of these from different countries. So they are part of my emergency stash of plastic utensils. So in case I have to stop using my metal ones that I normally use all the time, I use those, throw them away, although they can be washed, and I have washed those plastic utensils before. And then I'll be putting my trash into this bag. So what I'm going to do first is I will go ahead and use the ration heater. Well, that tear notch didn't work. See if this other one does. Sometimes these heater bags, they don't tear very well, so I'm going to get the cheaters out. I'll just cut the top off because the tear notches are an absolute fail on this one. I'm letting the element get wet before I put the entree in. That's just how I do it. Oops, sorry about that. I can hear just a tiny bit of something going on in there. Now I'm just slipping it inside the sleeve. So there I have it inside the sleeve. What I have done in the past is I've used those, I'll get one. When I reviewed some Chinese rations, their heaters came with these foam bags. So they're like insulator bags because those heaters, when they get going, they get going. So that's like an insulator bag, and I saved those. So I have 3 of those. So I just put it in there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go turn my coffee maker on to heat up the water for the cappuccino, and I'll be right back. And oops, sorry about that. Keep bumping this. This mount is not very stable. That's one thing I don't like about it. So while that heats up, I'm going to mix up the cold drink, the raspberry drink. Well, that didn't rip very good. I just cut it because that Terranos did not rip very well. Not much drink powder in there, but it's supposed to be a very concentrated powder. Yes, I'm squeezing this bottle because I can. Oop. It's a very dark powder, very dark drink. Some might say it would look like the color of wine. But it seems to mix very well. Instead of mixing the cappuccino in the bag, I'm going to mix it in the cup because, I want to show what the powder looks like. That's okay. If you don't want to drink the coffee, you don't have to. There are some rations from various countries that don't include coffee. And the U.S. halal rations, when you get the halal MREs in the clear bag, they do not include coffee. Yeah, because I like my coffee. That one disappoints me when those rations don't come with it. So I'll put this over here so. Oh, the zipper wanted to close on me. This calls for 6 ounces of water. But this is what the powder looks like. Kind of like a very light colored 3-in-1 coffee. I'll be right back. I'll fill it up to about there. It's very light in color. I apologize for the shakiness and broken up quality of this video. I'm doing it on a different phone that I prefer to shoot on most. A kayfabe is in the house. And I guess prep for it snuck in while I was away getting the hot water for the coffee. So welcome to you both. I have decided on the MRE Mountain Vegetarian Crumbles with pasta and chili sauce. So there is the cappuccino, very light in color. I'm going to put that back there, and I'm going to move the raspberry drink back there. I'm just moving some of these other packets over here to the side. I'm going to open up the applesauce and I'm going to pour it onto the tray so that it can be seen what it looks like. And it's a very, very loose puree. Some people would probably call this baby food. So I've got two raspberry. I have the raspberry applesauce and the raspberry drink. Again, the MRE Mountain, forgot to put the beverage bag in here. Of course, I wouldn't be using that anyway since I'm doing this at home. And here are the plain tortillas. These are packaged by Bridgeford. You can see Bridgeford right there. They package them with a small oxygen absorber. Of course, they will probably look washed out against the light color of my tray. They're a little bit sticky to each other. I probably could have thrown them in the heater bag, but the entree pouch is pretty fat. So you can see it ripped, but that's okay. I'd probably rip it anyway. So I'm just going to set these up here like that. I don't hear a whole lot of noise coming from this bag, but it is warm. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take the pouch, the entree pouch, and I'm going to flip it. And I slid it back down into the bag. I just basically flipped it end over end so that the other side can heat up. Now they included this chili lime sauce. I will open it if the veggie crumbles are not very spicy. But what I will do, I will take this tortilla that is, that's the one that's already ripped in half, and I'm going to make a PB&J with it. I'm kneading the peanut butter. Of course, I'm eating clock basically while the entree heats up. And this is crunchy peanut butter. So I'm going to check the chat. I just knock off a corner of the peanut butter packet. Excuse the noise, there's a motorcycle outside. I have my slider open for some fresh air because it's still somewhat pleasant here in central Iowa. So there's the peanut butter. I don't think I'll have any issue with the strawberry jam. I'm surprised they didn't put the raspberry jam in this thing since I got 2 other raspberry items in here. This is coming out a whole lot easier than that chunky peanut butter. I just put this other one on top, and there I got a PB&J. And what I might do with this other tortilla, I'm going to move this over here. I might put some of the entree on here to have it as a wrap. So while I wait for, I'm going to wait another few minutes for this ration heater to do its thing. If it was an older ration heater, I would have thrown some salt in there. But and I got the chili lime sauce off to the side. I'm going to go ahead and taste this applesauce. Give you a look close-up of it. Definitely tastes the tartness of the raspberry. It's actually pretty good. I like this one. I'm going to take a bite of my PB&J. That definitely, the peanut butter and strawberry, that's a pretty good combination. And having the crunchy peanut butter is I'm sure that could be a boost for someone who is eating this ration in the field. I'm going to go ahead and sample the cappuccino. That's not too bad. There are much better cappuccinos. Yeah, I'm sure that's pretty funny. Well, try and survive. Go get you some supper. Go bust open a ration if you have any. I'm going to try this raspberry drink. See, it looks like the color of a red wine. Definitely raspberry, artificial, but it's decent. I'll definitely enjoy finishing that off. I think this thing has been in there long enough. I'm not hearing any more noise from the heater. Yep, that is definitely a classic combo. And I will save that Chinese insulator bag because I think those things are the bomb. It didn't get as hot as I would have hoped, so maybe this one, even though it's a 2017 heater, it probably could have done with some salt to kick it off. But I wanted to try without it. I know when I do the MRE Ration one, those heaters are a lot better. They work so much better than some of these older green heaters, but I wanted to try this one without the salt, see if it would work. And a tear notch on the side, let's see if it works. Yes, it does. See how well it comes out of the pouch. For those that are interested in the tray that I use, this is a very, very old Tupperware lunch tray that used to be available. I don't know if they still make it, but when my school class was doing a fundraiser to get us some money for our senior class trip, we held a Tupperware party, and I bought one of these trays. And that was back in, I think, 83 or 84 when we had that, and I have had it ever since. I believe that's all I'm going to get out of there. I'm going to go ahead and give this a try by itself. This is a pasta. Which is quite soft. There's a close-up of one of the beans. Or three of the beans. Well, this definitely needs a little spice. I can taste the chili. But it needs a little something. I don't think I cut that very well. That didn't do it. I just cut the whole top of the bag. So it's a red sauce. Not a whole lot in there. It almost felt like there was nothing in here, but there's just a little bit. I'm going to give this a bit of a mix. Much better. Yep, that's why some MREs come with Tabasco. James Ortiz is in the house. What you're looking at is Menu 5 from MRE Mountain, part of their U.S. produced branded ration line. It's a single meal, vegetarian crumbles with pasta. So it's a soy-based meat substitute. And it's actually not too bad. It just needed a little kick from the hot sauce. The beans still have a little bite to them. The pasta is quite soft. I'm going to spoon some of it onto a tortilla. Not very much because this tortilla could break at any time. So I basically made a wrap. Yeah, it's odd putting pasta in another bread item, but it's just one way of changing up how you choose to eat it. And because I put all of my PB&J onto the other tortilla, I was left with this one, and I wanted to try this, see how well it worked. And it's actually not too bad. I'm going to go for a drink of the cappuccino. Yeah, French vanilla. It's got that flavor. It's got the right amount of sweetness, but I wouldn't mind having a little bit more of the actual coffee flavor. But it's still good. I will definitely be finishing that off. Oh yeah. Handmade fresh pasta, eaten the same day that it was made. There'd be nothing like it. Just like, if I was Mexicana, eating tortillas freshly made that day, that would have been the bomb. Speaking of tortillas, I would like to try the chipotle tortillas one of these days. So in the future, I will get a ration that has those in it, and see how they taste. I've seen them by other reviewers, but I'd like to get a hold of those for myself. Applesauce. It's a raspberry. It's quite loose, as I said before, but it's still good. Yeah, it is, or the kind that you can literally suck it right out of, like the applesauce pouches. It's basically like that. but I wanted to put it on the tray so that it could be more easily seen in the video. Oh, yes, I was in Mexico 33 years ago, and the food diet, I absolutely awesome. Everything that I had down there, the chicken with the mole, that was really, really good. And the carrot soup, I tried to weasel the recipe, but didn't get it. I couldn't get the recipe. They would not spill. I was a little bummed out about that, but that's okay. I tried once to approximate it, but that was an absolute fail. I couldn't get the consistency right, but maybe I'll try again in the future. Yes, chicken mole, that was absolutely awesome. Oh, food forest permaculture's in the house. Yep, I just took a bite of my PB&J in a tortilla. Strawberry jam with the crunchy peanut butter. And vegetarian crumbles with the chili lime sauce. And that sauce definitely helped us out. Gives it the right amount of kick. The beans have a decent bite. The pasta is quite soft as expected, but it's still good. You know, I am finishing this off. This is my dinner after all. I'm going for another drink of the raspberry. If they would have put a raspberry First Strike bar in here and a raspberry jam, then this could have been a raspberry MRE. But that raspberry drink, it's not too bad. So, up on my channel, I have a new poll for my. I've already done the Florentine lasagna. That one was the top vote getter first. So then I have 3 more: the vegetarian stew, pasta with vegetables, and cheese tortellini. So people can go onto the community tab of my channel page and check out that new poll and see which one of those mild meals I should do next. Now the accessory packs for all of those are exactly the same except for the candies that are put in there. They may be different flavors. But other than that, they have a bag of bagel chips, a bag of dried pineapple, a couple of granola bars, coffee, cocoa, and some similar items that would be in a standard MRE, like the toilet paper and wet wipe, but some items that would not be in there, like they put in the white spoons instead of the brown spoons, like this one. So that is up on my channel. So I'll leave that poll up for a little while see how many votes each one gets for the next round of those. I got those from CT up in Canada. He sent me a case of 12, but there are 3 of each flavor, so obviously I'm only going to be doing 4 reviews, and the other ones I'll just eat as I will. You know, just for a quick dinner at home. Yeah, they did taste a bit stale. I looked at the dates. They're from either late last year or earlier this year. But I still ate them. Yeah, and it was in the actual case box. You know, that would be issued to, since the meat ones are kosher and Muslims can eat kosher food, or the vegetarian ones like the ones that I have. But that Florentine lasagna was actually not too bad. I enjoyed that one. And because I have 2 more of those, have one of those for my dinner probably before the end of the entrees have a best by date of somewhere in 21. So those have a little bit more time to hang out here. Yeah, the Florentine lasagna, if that's the same one that you have, off. But other than that, it was really good. I didn't. To me, it was just fun. If only that chili lime sauce packet would have had maybe half a gram more in it, that would have been good. So far, the tortellini, the Mile Meals tortellini, is getting the least votes, but that's okay. You know, I'm leaving it up to the viewers to decide that. And my cat is meowing down on the floor beside me. She's just wandering around the room. FFP, thanks for dropping in. Hope to catch you another day and in another place. So I'll probably be, I think these Sunday nights seem to be pretty good for some people. If people don't make it, that's fine. They can always catch up when it gets processed. I'm going to try something else that's just a little different. I'm going to dip this just for the heck of it. Actually, the tortilla can take up some of the liquid. That's actually not too bad doing that. I watched a video earlier of traversing food, and he had a little fun with a Russian civilian ration that he had. He tried a couple of experiments with combining things and using things in a different way. So you have to go check out his channel to see what he did. Hidden Numismatist is in the house. Thanks for dropping in. what you're looking at is not very much left of my MRE Mountain single meal. Menu 5, vegetarian crumbles with pasta and taco style sauce. I kept calling it chili sauce, but you know, taco seasoning is made with chiles. But it needed the chili lime sauce. I wish there would have been more of that sauce in the packet. Just moving this tray over so I don't have to reach so far to get at the applesauce. But this is raspberry applesauce. I just finished off PB&J tortilla, crunchy peanut butter with strawberry jam, and then I was dipping the last few bites into this raspberry applesauce. I have French vanilla cappuccino. It tastes good, but I think it could have used a little bit more coffee flavor. And then I have a raspberry drink mix, and it looks like red wine. But it definitely tastes like artificial raspberry. And Mila's back. My cat, the cat that you see in as my profile picture, that is Mila. She is 16 years old. And she has never gotten above 7 pounds. Yeah, like I said, it needed more coffee flavor. I suppose I could have rated the deep rich coffee out of the MRE Nation ration and put in there, because that stuff by itself is kind of weak. If I make that coffee, I would use. That's how weak that coffee is. Yeah, it's not labeled right. It's not deep and it's not rich. But I suppose it's a little caffeine. The creative redundancy is in the house. I'll still get a little caffeine out of this. I'm using my foreignmre.com mug and my foreignmre.com spork. So the reason why, if you go to the beginning of this video, you see why the bag had already been opened. Before I started this stream, I shot a video comparing the packaging between MRE Mountain and MRE Nation, and the components, what's different about some of the items and what's the same. And according to this, there's supposed to be a beverage bag. I don't know if you can see that or not. We're supposed to say beverage bag, but there was no beverage bag in there, unless they're counting the cappuccino pouch, which is one of the shake it in there and drink right out of that. But I chose to pour the powder into the cup just for the sake of it, because I wanted to show what the powder looked like. Now you probably got a different menu than I did, or it was a different production date and they had different components. I did not get cheese in this. The jalapeno cheese would have been good to put on this. I think that would have been awesome, but other than that, you know, this veggie crumble pasta and the chili lime sauce. And that packet could have used more sauce in it. I didn't think there was enough of it. I could have used probably another half a gram of that sauce. So I'm just finishing up this applesauce. This one did not come with any, you know, the peanut butter and the jelly for the tortillas. You know, some of the labeling on the items, the previous time that I opened one of their rations, or they would choose different suppliers, like the crackers are MRE Star crackers instead of the unbranded ones, where the vacuum seal is so tight that when you open it, the crackers literally just fall apart because they had so much pressure on them. But I wanted to try, this is my first time trying an American produced ration from MRE Mountain. This is only my second order from them. The first time I got a Russian ration, which I had taken to the YouTuber meetup with the intention of reviewing it there, but because we had so much other food that I just ended up reviewing it home a few days later. And I had already field stripped that one, but I had put back some items that I had taken out. And I ordered the chocolate ration, which I had been wanting to get to compare to the Australian chocolate ration. And that one will be a separate video. Plus, I had gotten some other items from foreignmre.com that I'll do a separate video on. I have 2 different packages of the Russian apple butter, and I'm going to do a comparison between those. Yes, the chocolate ration is designed to be eaten slowly over the course of a day, and it's supposed to have extra ingredients in it. So I saved the chocolate ration from the Australian CR1M that I reviewed, that U.S. Customs rated, but foreign MRE, Art and Nina had put U.S. mains in there to substitute for the ones that got stolen. And I've been storing the chocolate ration bars in my fridge since I got them. Now, the U.S. chocolate ration bar is actually 2 bars in the packet, whereas a chocolate ration bar is a single bar, but it's like a double bar. But I have them in my fridge, so because I didn't want them to get too warm in this apartment, even though I try to keep my apartment a little cooler than some people might like. In fact, I got my slider open for ventilation. I don't have it open all the way, but it's 71 degrees in here. Yeah, I'll get the chocolate ration bars and I'll show you the packaging. Chocolate ration. It's 50 grams. So it's like it's like a double bar with the individual blocks. And it has, which might be hard to read, and then this is the U.S. chocolate ration. It says Type E. It's 2 1.5 ounce bars. So this one be a little over 50 grams, since this one is 50 grams, which is maybe a little over 1.5 ounces, 1.75 ounces. But it says that you can eat, it's designed to be eaten very slowly over the course of a day, or maybe 2, since there are 2 bars in here. This may be put into like military survival kits issued to soldiers that might have to go survive in a harsh environment. But there nothing on the back of this. I couldn't even find a date on here, but these are designed to be either you can crumble them up to make a hot chocolate drink. That's one way of using it. Or just eat it slowly over time. So anyway, again, I'll do a separate video on these to compare the two. And I'm expecting that when I open this, the inner wrapper of the bars will have the nutritional information on them. So I'm going to go put fuel and not get too hot, and I'll be right back. And I just grabbed the other two items that I'm going to be doing a comparison video on. This is the Russian apple butter that most people are familiar with. That is in most of the Russian rations. Well, in that box that I got from foreignmre.com, that was their giveaway box, a mystery box of all sorted items. I had never seen this packaging before, but as you can see by the apple on there, it is this one might be a bit looser, or there's just maybe more air in it. But I have these pilot crackers that I'm going to be using. I'll put the jam on, the apple butter on here. There are two of them in to put the apple butter on to so I can have the same base flavor underneath it. You know, just have something to put these on. So again, this will be a separate video. So that should be interesting to do. Yeah, sorry about that. It is, yeah, I'm using a different phone than I normally do because I got videos still uploading from the meetup on my other one, and I have a very slow connection here. So again, this is the apple butter that most review watchers should be familiar with. But this is a different packaging. And I had never seen this before. So that's why I want to do a comparison to see what is different between these two. You know, they're the same weight, just different packaging. This one is more compact, and this one is probably almost twice the size of this one. So it'll be interesting to see what these are like. So I hope that gave you a better look at it. And again, I have the My Own Meals poll up on the community tab on my channel page. Which of the three remaining My Own Meals I should do next? My phone said low battery, so I just plugged in a power pack. Again, I apologize for the buffering. So again, I'm using mobile data because I don't have home internet at this time. I haven't had that for a while, so I had issues with the last carrier I had. but I may have to go back to my original one that I also had issues with. We only have two options here, but although I just plugged into a power pack, my phone is still saying low battery, so I may have to go ahead and cut this short and let YouTube process it. So I do apologize for that, but it is what it is. But I want to thank you all for coming, and stay tuned for my future videos.